Man, this is a video I know I can help a few of y'all, man, but how to get your mind right while you out here trucking, bro. I'm going to tell you right now, truck drivers, I believe, have it's 11 to 14 years less of a life expectancy than any other average person out there. So what that means is most of us die right at the time we retire. About 66, I believe, is the age. It may actually be younger than that. Early 60s, late 50s. All I know is it's between 11 to 14 years less than your average American. Why might that be? You know, some people may just chalk it up to the person that's coming into the truck just not being the healthiest, which that has a lot to do with it. But a lot of it is stress. A lot of it is depression. I've heard so many stories about drivers committing self-transitioning out here because of the I don't even know if it's the demands of the job, because I mean 95% of what we do is just holding a steering wheel and backing up occasionally. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily the demands of it, but if you're not taking care of yourself, your mind starts to do crazy things, man. So I'm gonna just give you a couple tips on how to get your mind right while you out here, man. Now, just for a little background, again, my name is Jay Cash. I drive for Wilson Logistics as a lease operator. I've been doing it since January of 2024, so a little over a year. I am a married man. I've been married for almost 8 years. I have an 8-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 2-year-old. What does that mean? That means that I'm away from my family a lot. I'm away from my family probably more than the average driver. I have certain goals that I need to hit. I have a wife that understands, and I really don't know how my children feel about it to an extent other than, you know, they miss their dad. Time will tell how that affects them in the future, but I try to be home and as present as much as I can. I'm a resident of Houston right now. I'm from Orlando, Florida originally, where most of my family is from. I have a daughter born in Georgia, one born in Colorado. I bring that up only to say I move around a lot. You know, I never really sit still too much. Whenever I'm in a city, once I get a feel for it, we pack up and we move somewhere. I think we can make a home out of Houston, but, you know, again, that remains to be seen. How can you get your mind right, though? Especially if you're somebody like me, you're a family man. It sucks being out here. There's just no way to put it, right? Would I rather be home making money? Absolutely. Unfortunately, we all know what the job market's looking like out here. A lot of our positions are getting replaced. I've been work from home since COVID started. Before I came out trucking, I've been exclusively work from home in every position I've had. These were jobs that I would always go into the office for. Now they'll work from home. Their work from home, sometimes they don't pay as well. You know, there's definitely opportunities to really get your money out here. But for the most part, for me, it didn't look the greatest. I don't know if it's because of my experience. Maybe my resume needs some tightening up. All things can be true, but what I will say is that I'm now financially comfortable for the first time in my life. I'm 33 years old. I'm financially comfortable for the first part of my life. What does that mean? That means that not only do I have enough money to make sure all my expenses are paid, I now have enough money to save for the first time in my life. I'm now at a point where I can do this for a whole year and have tens of thousands in a bank account for investments. You know what I mean? I've never had that. Not without tax returns. So the first thing I will say, right? The reason I bring my family up, because that's probably the biggest stressor for me out here, is just being away from them, right? You got to do everything that you can to be as present as possible in your household. Now, me, I know everybody's not a head of household, right? I like to consider myself the head of my household. The part that I struggle with the most is knowing that my wife is at home having to take care of everything. A lot of things she's never really had to worry about. A lot of things she has to juggle. And I know it takes a toll on her as far as having free time to do her and, you know, just feeling like she's stretched thin. So I do my part as much as I can to be present. So what does that look like for me, right? My 7-year-old wasn't the decision I was most comfortable with, but you know, she has an iPhone, right? Not something that she takes outside the house, that she has, you know, free control over whenever, whatever she wants to do, but mainly so that she can get in contact with family. You know what I mean? If something were to happen, you know, at least she has that with her when she's at school, but it's off and she can only do certain things with it. So like in the mornings, for example, if you have kids, good thing, call them in the morning, help them to get motivated to get up and get right. Like, again, like that was always my role. My wife would handle like, making lunch for them, getting clothes, because I can't dress myself for nothing, so let alone a child, right? Like things like that. But as far as getting up in the morning, making sure you're making your bed, brushing your teeth, all of these things, these are things that I like to do, right? So I like to call in the mornings, call at night, help with certain things. Like, there's moments where my wife may be cooking and I know that, so I'll get on the phone with my kids and just kind of help, so they're not jumping on her back and like bothering her as much. Like I just try to be present as much as I can while being distant. So it's not the same as me being there, but it at least makes up for some of that loss, some of that pain, right? We have weekly movie nights, right? And I can't always be super active with it, but at least like the four of us, for the most part, when I was solo, it was a different deal. But now that, I have somebody else on the truck, it is a little bit more difficult. But we get it done, you know what I mean? So we sit down every week, Friday night, sit down and we take turns picking a movie and we all lock in and just kind of enjoy that. That's not even something that I did when I was home. So, I just kind of started to get creative with a lot of the things because I'm not at home, right? With my wife, we have a weekly check-in on Wednesdays, right? So it's just like a mental health check, how you doing with the kids, how are things going on at home. We talk every day for probably, anywhere from an hour to 4 hours, but like this is a designated time to like, kind of hash out those conversations that need to be had, especially while I'm out here. That depression gets crazy. It's wintertime right now, so y'all already know how that goes. Seasonal depression is running rampant. And you get homesick, you get sleep deprived, your diet may not be right depending on how you getting right with that. You're dehydrated, you're not exercising, you're not going for walks because it's just nasty out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind walking in the snow, but if I don't have to, I don't necessarily want to. And it's so essential to make sure you're getting out, getting your vitamin D or whatever it is you get from the sun, getting that's your life energy, you know what I mean? Hey, so that's something that we do, like just these weekly check-ins. I get on FaceTime as much as I can, even if they can't see me. Like just being able to see them helps, because sometimes it's just not feasible with what we got going on. You have to do everything that you can to make that part more doable and make sure that you're just being more present in that regard. Another thing that I kind of touched on a little bit is that exercise. Now, you ain't got to be out here doing the Ironman and hundreds of push-ups and like this whole workout routine, but at the very minimum, you need to be walking half an hour a day, and not no like little lazy, whatever. A dedicated 30-minute focused walk a day will do wonders for you, right? A lot of drivers don't. You'll talk to people all the time, man. I drove 600 something miles a day, and I'm like, well, damn, like, granted my truck only does 65 miles an hour, but like if I drive for 10 hours, which you can't do every single day, and you were able to drive 65 the entire time, you have to wonder, like, what are people living like? You know what I mean? Like, you're not stopping to use the restroom at all. That means you're not hydrated. You're probably drinking a bunch of sugary drinks or whatever the case is. Like, I can't go 10 hours straight without using the restroom. I'm sorry. I drink a lot of water. I drink at least one of these a day. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do that. And by the way, I get refills. I'm not spending money on drinks and stuff. If I don't have it right now, but like if I feel the need for like something sugary, I put a couple drops of like some of that juice Mio that you get from the store. But you gotta take care of yourself out here, man. All that to say, man, you gotta get off the truck, move around. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you should do is drink one of these. Fill this up with water and just drink that, right? Get your body activated. You know what I'm saying? You just lost however much gallons of water in your sleep. You need to replace that first thing, right? As soon as you wake up, don't get on the phone, don't do whatever, like do that, right? Get up, walk to the restroom. It's very easy to have, a lot of drivers have them piss bottles, You know what I mean? You just peeing in water bottles and throwing it out the window, or maybe you keep it on the truck, you know, however it is you live. I don't want to live like that. Ain't gonna lie, I did have a period where I was going through a lot, and it took me looking down, and when I got to the point where, you know, there was that much on this truck, it's like, all right, man, I need to change something. So, you know, I just always make a habit to just get off the truck. No matter how cold, no matter how much you don't want to do it, man. It seems like such a minor thing, but I promise you, if you're not already a lazy person, like they make it so easy to be lazy on these trucks. This is my house, you feel me? I should be able to go to the bathroom in my house. I've never had to leave my house to go take a piss. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to do it, man. And I understand why a lot of people don't, because you got to walk what feels like every time I look at my steps per day, I'm like, dude, how did I walk 5,000 steps today? I didn't exercise. And a lot of it is getting up to use the restroom, getting up to go get food. Like, a lot of times you gotta walk like half a mile it feels like, just to get to the damn bathroom, you know what I mean? And you may have to do that multiple times while you're waiting on the load, or like getting out to check in certain places. Like, you'll get exercise. It's not like you just out here, but I'm saying outside of all that, have dedicated time of some kind of exercise. Definitely need to be stretching. Again, first thing in the morning, last thing you do before you go to bed, stretch, bro. We sit in these chairs. I don't know how y'all like to drive, but I'm a 90. I drive at 90, bro. Like my seat like this. You feel me? I don't lean back and all that. I ain't, you know, doing all. I don't feel safe like that. I like to be up. It keeps me alert. I feel like it keeps me from falling asleep. I know not all of y'all are like that, and I feel like it's better for my posture. You know, my shoulders are in line with my hip bone and all that. But we do spend a lot of time just sitting, laying down. Like, if I'm chilling, I never chill up here. You know, if I say I'm getting unloaded or something like that, and you know, I just want to chill, watch some videos, you know, journal, whatever, I go in a sleeper berth, mainly because I never want to get tired up here. Like, I never want to be in a position where I'm comfortable and I start dozing off in the front seat. I'd rather be somewhere safe. Not because it's unsafe, the truck ain't moving, but because I don't want to train my body to think like, oh, you can be up here relaxing. I promise that's something that's gonna help you out, man. Never be up here just kind of chilling. It does some things with you psychologically. But anyway, we're gonna keep on moving, man. Your diet, man, I'm gonna tell you, they make it easy out here to be unhealthy, bro. It's every truck stop got fast food. Every single one. You're gonna be some places in the middle of nowhere. The one thing you can guarantee you will always have access to eat is some fast food. I don't care if it's Hardee's, some stuff off the roller, which something about just food being out in the open for anyone to touch kind of mess with me. It's not good options, man. These are all mostly chains, and if you do get gas station food, it ain't much better. You know, it's pizza that'll have you on the bathroom. Like, it's all that to say, man, like, you gotta leave that. You can't leave it completely alone. I still indulge probably on a weekly basis. I still get some fast food and stuff like that, but I balance that out, right? One, because I like saving money. You know, you get a meal, it's $15-$20 every time you want to have a meal. I eat twice a day. Some of y'all eat 3-4 times a day. So you spending anywhere from $40 to $60 a day to eat. You know what I mean? Like, that's not uncommon. The way I see some of y'all come in, y'all got the big 2-liter cup of soda, number 7 meal, all these snacks and everything like that stuff. You nickel and diming yourself to poverty. Like, we out here to make money, and you spending most of that money on stuff that's not good for you. You feel me? Then you wonder why you can't get a good night's sleep. Then you wonder why you up just stressing all the time. You wonder why you always got to go to the bathroom and like all this stuff. Like, you got to get right. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm the healthiest person, but I have a certain regimen of food that works for me. I like my protein oatmeal in the morning. You know, I oatmeal, a little bit of protein powder, a little bit of creatine, a little bit of peanut butter powder, chia seeds, a little bit of brown sugar, cinnamon, boom, I'm set. It's really filling. I don't need like extra stuff. And if I'm feeling frisky, I have a couple bananas with that. That's my breakfast. My lunch, 9 times out of 10, it's rice and beans. Nothing crazy. I got me a little rice cooker. Throw me a little cup of rice in there. Throw a can of beans in there. Put a little picante in there, and then like I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? The picante just adds a little flavor, so it's not like just bland white rice or brown rice and black beans. But that's what I do. And that's most of what I eat. You know, I like peanut butter and jelly. If I ever feel like I want a candy bar or something like that, I'd rather make a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Not to say that they're super healthy, but at least it's got carbs. At least it got, you know, and I put a lot of peanut butter on mine. Like, it's damn near a peanut butter sandwich, but at least it's got the peanuts, you know, good for saturated fat, good for protein, you know what I mean? And then the jelly is just like, you know, it gives me what's going to satisfy that sweet taste. But those are little sacrifices that you got to make while you out here, man. Like, if you sitting and eating fast food every day, I promise you're going to have a bad time. You're going to be one of these people that, oh, you know, 66, just retired and have a heart attack. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that. I don't wish that for nobody, but it's the reality of this truck driving stuff, bro. You don't have to be out here doing all them, you know, I don't even know what the diets are anymore, but all these fad diets, like, you don't need to do that. But if you are making some kind of effort to exercise every day, if you are making some kind of effort to eat right every day, like, it's gonna provide you a longer life. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna make bad decisions. Every bad decision I found myself while I'm out here, it's usually because either I've went through a period of just eating unhealthily, like super unhealthily, or doing the opposite, which is just not eating. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so focused on grinding. It's like, damn, when's the last time I ate? When's the last time I had a good night's sleep? Next thing you know, I'm stuck on the side of the road somewhere, which I've only had happen once, but it cost me dearly. You know what I mean? A situation like that where you got to get told, like, it's embarrassing. You got to call the company to come help you out. You know, you missing money, like, and all of that was because, like, I was hella sleep deprived. I wasn't eating. Like, I was still trying to find my footing in this stuff, and it cost me. You know what I mean? So those are things that you want to definitely do to make sure that you got your mind right. Now, I don't know where you are in your life. Again, I'm not this super spiritual person, but I mean, one of the things that I've taken up since I got out here, and this is an unopened book, but just so you probably can't see because of the lighting situation, but it's a book called Oneness. I don't know, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? All that to say, I got about 9 or 10 books up there that, you know, I still got to get through, you know, but I try to read a few pages. Like, instead of scrolling your phone at night, pick up a book, you know, and it ain't got to be a book if you're not the greatest at reading. And trust me, I think it's like, you know, we have not the greatest literacy rate in America. So I know a lot of people don't do well at reading. Throw on an audio book. You know, I'm going to be real with you. When I'm driving, I used to listen to music, turn the speaker on, do all this stuff, jam out. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But we have a unique job where most people go to work 8-12 hours a day, and they got to focus on work. They got to focus on sitting. You don't have time to do what you want. Like, in this job, like I said, 95% of the time we holding the steering wheel, 1% of the time we're back, and the other 4% is just, you know, the ins and outs and everything. I've taken up to, okay, my diet also consumes with what am I feeding my brain? While I'm driving, I'm going to throw on something about day trading. I'm going to throw on something about spirituality. I'm going to throw on something about meditation. Anything that I feel like I want to learn, you know what I mean? And replace, I used to listen to, like, I'm a huge fan of Joe Budden podcast. It's some toxic 40-year-old men just talking all day, just being misogynistic and talking about just things. It's just like, why do I care? Why do I care about Cardi B hooking up with Stephon Diggs? I don't care. Is it entertaining? Sure, I guess. But when I really sit down and think, it's like, I don't really care. I only care because the thing that I give my time to cares about it, or cares to talk about it. And so now I'm hip to all this information. I find myself just talking to my wife, oh man, you know what Cardi B did? And then I find myself like, dog, like, I'm really gossiping about people I don't even know when they out here getting money. You feel what I'm saying? So I started replacing that with podcasts about wealth. You know, John Hope Bryant, I listen to his podcast. And if I gotta listen to something that's entertaining, let it be like Earn Your Leisure on The Breakfast Club, or Earn Your Leisure. You know what I mean? Like, they make financial investing fun. You know, they're people that look like me, relatively young. They get into the bag, but they still part of the culture. You feel me? If it's gotta be something that's entertaining, let it be something like that. You know, let it be something like, there's so many people out there that you can get to. Wall Street Trapper, you know what I mean? Like, he's somebody that, like, I'm not really from the streets like that, but I know enough about it to where, like, something like that will appeal to me, because again, it's taking this NPR, you know, suit and tie talk and giving it to me in a way that I can digest, right? So I've replaced a lot of my time, and then before you know it, like, you can find another language to learn. You know what I mean? Throw on something in a different language, and before you know it, you know, omelette du fromage and all that jazz. Like, you know, picked up a whole nother language. You feel what I'm saying? That's part of your diet as well, bro. Make sure that you're doing something to learn. You have a unique opportunity to spend hours a day learning something new. You know what I mean? And you may not have as much time as other people to implement what you learn, but like, if you manage your time right, you do. You know, most people work their 9 to 5, come home, do, they go to bed. They don't really take time to like invest in things that are going to help their future. So again, you have a unique opportunity to just buckle down and learn. You know what I mean? I've gotten into content creation since I've gotten out here. I've started day trading since I've gotten out here. I've recorded a whole album, you know, plus another 30 songs since I've been out here. That's something that from 2016 to 2023 I didn't do. And I was at home in the comfort of my own home every day. Now I'm having to squeeze recording time in between getting unloaded and being at a truck stop where it's loud, and I can only do it when the reefer's not running, and like all these things, and somehow I still found time to do something that the last 7 years of my life I didn't find time to do. You know what I mean? So just small things, man. You know, if you're somebody that likes certain things, hey, this truck can get just about anywhere. Keep in mind, certain things I can't really advise you on how to do. Like, if you're somebody that likes fishing, I don't know what to tell you. If you like to go drink, be responsible, of course. You know, if you got to be up early in the morning, you know, they like to say 24 hours bottle to throttle, right? If you're going to be drinking. But, you know, if that's something you like to do, go out and have a couple drinks. Go out and shoot pool. I like to watch movies, like I said. Like, I'll catch a movie every now and then. It's just certain things that, like, you gotta make time to do that. You know, I may book a recording session, or sometimes I like to just go on trails, you know, go for a long extended walk, more so than my 10K a day, like, you know, for a few miles. Like, why not? You know, but make sure you have some kind of hobby that's just keeping you grounded and reminding you that, like, yes, you are out here to make money, yes, you are out here to hustle, but at that same time, you can't be a robot. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get these self-driving trucks and everything, but that's not you. You feel me? You're a human. So make sure you're doing things that, like, maintain your humanity. And hopefully it's something that's not detrimental to your health. You feel me? Man, as far as getting your mind right, man, again, like, you know, family, friends, all of that, like, set time. Like, you know, you may not always be able to talk to people, converse with people whenever is convenient for them. You know, set a time per day, or, you know, okay, I won't, you know, do this until after I'm done driving for the day, or whatever the case is, because you can get caught up. You can get caught up here on the phone, and thinking everything is sweet, and then, you know, miss the exit, and, you know, that can go bad for you. You know what I mean? You want to stay focused, but at the same time, making sure you're there for your people. These are just small tips, man. I can go on and on about things you can do to just make sure that, you know, you got your mind right out here, man. But it's up to you to pull the trigger and do what needs to be done. I hope you take care of yourself, man. My name is J Cash, aka Dollar Water Man. Y'all been real. Peace.